Hey guys, and welcome back to Motors&Me. In my last video I talked about my Nissan Pulsar, which is having some sort of probably engine related problem. And if you haven't seen it, you can go check it out. My sister drove the car to the dealer today and they will check it out as soon as possible. Meanwhile, there is something I would like to share with you. Some time ago I uploaded a video where I talked about the future plans for my channel. There I also showed you the two old-timers I have. One German-American Volkswagen Rabbit and one pure American Jeep Wagoneer. And that I also plan to restore them sometime in a hopefully not too far future, starting with the Rabbit. And since then, some time has passed. And believe it or not, I have done some thinking. And it seems that the first car I will do some work on will be the Jeep. Now, I'm well aware that it would probably be cheaper to restore the Rabbit, even with all the welding work it needs. And by welding, I'm talking about stuff like this, you can see the light shining through there, and this, just to name a couple. Yeah, that's bad. So you're probably asking, why am I starting with the Jeep, even though it would probably be more expensive to restore it compared to the Volkswagen Rabbit? And the reason is simply because it's an older car. The Jeep is from 1967 and the Rabbit is from 1979. And so the parts for the Jeep are becoming more and more rare and more expensive, and they are harder to come by. And actually, even now, there are some parts that this car would need, but I can't find them anywhere on the internet. Like, for instance, this reverse light. Also, I live in Europe, and all parts will have to be shipped from the US to Europe. And not all sellers provide worldwide shipping. Well, regarding that light, I found a webpage that has some of the junkyards that are located in the US, and they also have a list of parts available. And it seems that a junkyard that is, well, relatively close to where my relatives live might actually have a reverse light, but I will have to contact them as soon as possible. And that is basically the reason why am I starting with the Jeep. Now, some minor repairs I will probably be able to do myself to keep the costs down, but for the major repairs I will have to transport it to my mechanic, which is 40 kilometers away. And exactly for that reason, I have installed a tow bar or a tow hook. I don't know how it's called in English, but I got that installed so I can rent a trailer and transport the Jeep wherever it needs to. I already ordered some parts from rockauto.com and they should arrive within the next couple of weeks, and hopefully everything will fit. Why am I saying that? Well, for those of you who don't know, Rock Auto is a huge internet auto parts store, and generally you will hear good reviews about it. But around, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, I ordered a starter motor for this Jeep, but instead they sent me a starter motor for a Chevy engine. Now luckily everything turned out good. I got my money back and it turns out they just don't have a starter for this motor. But still, for now my main goal will be just to get the thing running. Now, I already done some work to it, minor work. I replaced the ignition coil, replaced the spark plugs, fuel filter, oil filter, the engine oil, but there's still a huge amount of work that needs to be done. Rest in peace, microphone and headphone users. Of course, the car will also need some body work, because, well, for instance, probably you can see that the car has been hand painted and will need to be repainted. And the door seals are also in a bad shape. They basically leak water all over the interior, and some of them seem to be handmade. That's just to name a few things that need to be fixed. I know it's going to take a lot of work to restore it, but it's something that I want to do, that I will most likely enjoy doing. And besides, that will be a very unique car to drive on European roads. So, yeah, that's it for this video. I know it was mostly talking, all of it was talking and probably boring for you, but in case you enjoyed it and you want to see this thing being restored, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and see you next time.